Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to Daily Living with Emma. I'm your host, Emma, and I'm so grateful you're joining me today. This podcast is all about finding balance, discovering small joys, and creating peaceful routines that support your everyday life, even if you're just starting out. If you're new here, welcome. I'd love for you to hit that follow or subscribe button so you don't miss future episodes. And if you've been with me for a while, thank you for being part of this growing, cozy community. Today, I'm joined by a special guest and someone whose calm energy I admire so much, the lovely Sarah. Together, we'll explore how to build simple routines, how to stay grounded in busy times, and how to enjoy the little things we often overlook. Let's get comfortable and dive in. Hi, Sarah. I'm so happy you're here today. How are you feeling?
Hi, Emma. I'm feeling good, thank you. I always look forward to chatting with you, and I love the theme of today's episode. Slowing down is something I've been practicing a lot lately.
Same here. I feel like life gets so busy, and sometimes we forget to breathe.
Exactly. And people think slowing down means doing nothing, but it's more about being present, being intentional.
Let's talk about mornings. Your morning routine is one of my favorites because it's so gentle. Can you share it?
Of course, my morning isn't anything complicated. I wake up, stretch a bit, open my curtains, and let natural light fill the room. That moment when the sunlight comes in, it sets the tone for my whole day.
I love that. Natural light feels magical in the morning.
It really does. After that, I drink warm water with lemon. It wakes me up slowly. And then I take 5 to 10 minutes to check in with myself. Not journaling, not meditating, just noticing how I feel.
That's such a gentle check in. I think beginners need to hear that it doesn't have to be a whole long ritual.
Yes, people often feel like they need a full aesthetic routine from social media. But simple is sustainable. Start with one small habit, see how it feels, and build from there.
For me, making my bed is still my number one starter habit. Laughs.
And it works. It's all about finding what genuinely makes your day smoother.
Okay, let's talk about busy days because we all have them. What do you do when you feel overwhelmed?
Honestly, I pause, even if it's for just 1 minute. I take a deep breath, close my eyes, and give my brain a moment to reset. It's surprising how much difference that tiny pause makes.
I love micro breaks. Sometimes I step away from my laptop, stretch my shoulders, or sip water mindfully. It reminds me that I'm a human, not a machine.
Exactly. And another thing I do is create small anchors throughout the day, like making tea in the afternoon or stepping outside for fresh air. Something that grounds me. Anchors, and that's a perfect word for it. They keep you steady.
Let's talk about something I really want beginners to hear. Everyday moments matter. What are some tiny moments that bring you joy?
Oh, I have so many. Folding clean laundry, lighting a candle before I read, hearing rain against the window, even cutting vegetables can be relaxing when I'm not rushing.
That's so true. I enjoy small things too, like when I brew fresh coffee and the whole kitchen smells warm and cozy.
Yes, I think we underestimate how much these tiny moments build our overall happiness.
And the beautiful thing is, you don't need money or big changes to start enjoying life more. Just awareness.
So, for our listeners who want to make their daily life calmer and more joyful, What is one simple tip?
Choose one daily task and slow it down. Just one. Whether it's brushing your teeth, making breakfast, or taking a shower, do it consciously. Feel the moment.
That's such a beginner friendly tip. Mine would be pick one small habit that supports you and stick with it for a week. It could be drinking water in the morning or making your bed. Start tiny.
Small steps become big changes over time. Sarah, thank you for sharing your gentle wisdom today. I always leave our conversations feeling calmer.
Thank you for having me, Emma. I loved this.
And to all of you listening, thank you for spending your time with us. If you enjoyed this episode, please follow or subscribe to Daily Living with Emma so you never miss a cozy moment with us. Your support helps this podcast grow and reach more people who need a bit of calm in their day. Take a moment today to slow down, breathe, and enjoy something simple. You deserve that peace. Hey, Sarah, welcome back. I'm really excited about today's conversation. I feel like we've both been experiencing a lot of changes lately, and I wanted to talk about how to stay grounded when life shifts in unexpected ways.
Hi, Emma. I'm happy to be here again. Yes, life has definitely been changing a lot, and I think many people feel the same way. Some weeks feel calm, and others feel like everything happens all at once.
Exactly. I've been learning that change doesn't always mean something big or dramatic. Sometimes it's small things like your schedule shifting or your energy feeling different. And those small changes can still throw you off.
Absolutely. Even positive changes can feel overwhelming. For me, I've been trying to approach change with more curiosity instead of fear. Instead of thinking, oh no, everything is different, I try to think, okay, what can I learn from this? Like,
That's such a healthy approach. I think a lot of people panic when things don't go as planned. I know I do sometimes.
same here. It's natural. But I've noticed that when I slow down and actually look at what's happening, the change usually feels less scary.
Let's talk about staying grounded. What helps you stay centered when life feels unstable?
For me, routine helps a lot. Not a strict routine, more like soft structure. I try to keep a few habits consistent no matter what's happening. Drinking water in the morning, doing some light stretching, and taking time to breathe before I start anything important.
I love that you said soft structure. I think that's perfect. It's not about forcing yourself into a schedule, it's about gently holding on to things that support you.
Exactly. And it looks different for everybody. What grounds you, Emma?
Lately, it's been going outside, even for a few minutes. If I can feel the breeze, hear birds, or just see the sky, it calms me down instantly. It reminds me that the world is bigger than whatever moment I'm stressed about.
Nature is such a powerful grounding tool. Even looking out the window helps me sometimes.
How about emotional changes? Because sometimes the hardest thing isn't what's happening around us, but what's happening inside us.
You're right. Emotional changes can be so intense. One thing I've been practicing is letting myself feel things without judging them. If I'm sad, I let myself be sad. If I'm tired, I don't force myself to be energetic.
That's beautiful. I think we're taught to hide or fix emotions quickly, but sometimes you just need to sit with them.
Exactly. And I try to check in with myself, what do I need right now? Sometimes I need rest, sometimes I need a distraction, sometimes I need connection, and sometimes I need to cry it out, and that's okay too.
Thank you for saying that. Crying doesn't mean something is wrong, it just means you're releasing something. Let's talk about change in relationships because that can be tough too. If even positive growth can shift friendships, families, routines.
Yes, and it can feel confusing. When you change, sometimes the people around you react differently. But I think that's part of life. We grow, and our relationships grow with us, or sometimes they grow in different directions.
That's true. And that doesn't mean anything bad. It just means people are on their own paths.
Exactly. I think the biggest lesson I've learned is to communicate more openly. When something feels off, like talking about it helps so much. Like even being letting honest with myself helps.
What about listeners who are going through a big change right now? What's something they can try today?
I'd say take one quiet moment, just one. Sit down, breathe, and ask yourself, what's one small thing I can do to feel a little more supported today? It doesn't have to solve everything. Just shift the energy a bit.
That's so simple but powerful. My advice would be don't rush yourself. Change takes time. You don't need to have everything figured out right away.
Yes. Be gentle with yourself. You're allowed to take things slowly.
Sarah, thank you for sharing all of this today. Whenever we talk, I feel more grounded and calm.
Thank you, Emma. I always enjoy our conversations. I hope listeners feel supported too.
And thank you to everyone listening for being with us today. If you're going through change, big or small, remember that you're not alone and you're doing your best. Take care of yourself, breathe when you need to, and keep moving at your own pace. We'll talk again soon. Hey Sarah, I've been thinking a lot lately about how easy it is to compare our lives to everyone else's. Social media, friends, family. It feels like everyone is doing something amazing all the time. I wanted to talk about comparison today because I know a lot of people struggle with it.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Comparison is such a huge thing. And the funny part is, we all do it even when we know it's not healthy. It can really steal our joy if we're not careful.
Exactly. And what's interesting is that we usually compare our worst days to someone else's highlight moments.
Right? Like someone posts a picture of their perfect morning. Meanwhile, you're still in bed trying to convince yourself to get up, laughs. It doesn't feel fair.
Totally. And I think people forget that social media is basically a scrapbook. People share the prettiest pieces of their lives, not the whole picture.
Absolutely. You don't see the messy kitchen outside the camera frame or the argument they had the night before. You only see the best of.
Do you ever catch yourself comparing your life to others?
Oh, definitely. But I've learned to notice it faster now when that little voice in my head says, why aren't you doing as well as them? I pause and remind myself that my journey is different.
I love that. One thing I've been doing is asking myself, would I trade my whole life for theirs? Not just the pretty stuff, but everything, their stress, their struggles, their responsibilities.
That's such a good question. And usually the answer is no. We're only seeing one moment, not the reality.
Exactly. It helps me appreciate my own life more, even if it's simple or not as perfect.
You know, it helps me too. Focusing on what I can control. When I stop thinking about what others are doing and pay attention to my own progress, even tiny progress feels meaningful.
That's so true. I think when we compare, we lose sight of our own growth. Like maybe someone else is achieving something big, but maybe your achievement is just waking up and taking care of yourself. And that still matters.
Yes. People underestimate small victories, but small victories build real confidence.
I want to talk about comparing timelines too, because I feel like that's a big one. Careers, relationships, success. People worry so much about being behind.
Yes, timelines. Honestly, I don't think behind even exists. Life isn't a race. We all move at different speeds and in different directions.
Exactly. And someone else's timeline has nothing to do with yours.
And sometimes the slow path is actually the right path. Some things need time to develop. You can't rush everything.
I completely agree. I used to feel like I needed to hurry and figure everything out, but now I'm learning to trust that things unfold when they're supposed to.
What would you say to someone who feels discouraged because they're comparing themselves too much?
I'd say start by shifting your focus back to your own journey. Notice what you've done this year, this month, even today. There's always progress. You just forget to see it.
Yes, and I'd add give yourself space to be human. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be impressive. You just have to keep showing up for yourself.
That's beautiful. And maybe unfollow or mute accounts that make you feel worse. You're allowed to protect your mental space.
Absolutely. Curate what you see. It's your phone. You're in control of the energy you allow in.
Before we wrap up, can we talk about gratitude for a second? Because I feel like gratitude is one of the best antidotes to comparison.
Oh, 100%. When you pay attention to what you do have, you stop obsessing over what you don't. Uh,
Exactly. Even little things like having a warm bed, a good friend, a peaceful moment, they remind you that your life is meaningful in its own way.
yes. And gratitude doesn't ignore challenges, it just helps you see the good that's still there.
Thank you for talking about this with me, Sarah. I think a lot of people will feel relieved hearing this.
Thank you, Emma. I love this conversation. Comparison is something we all go through, but it's something we can all learn to handle better.
And to anyone listening, your journey is your own. You're not behind, you're not failing, you're growing at your own pace. Be kind to yourself and try to appreciate the small, real moments of your life. They're more important than you think. We'll talk again soon. Take care, everyone. Sarah, I've been wanting to talk about something that I think everyone struggles with at some point: feeling stuck. You know those moments when you're not moving backward, but you're definitely not moving forward either?
Oh, yes, I know those moments very well. Feeling stuck can be so frustrating, especially when it seems like everyone else is moving ahead with their lives.
Exactly. And sometimes nothing is actually wrong. You're just in a season where everything feels slow.
Right. I think feeling stuck is often misunderstood. People think it means they're failing or doing something wrong, but actually, it usually means they're in a transition. Something inside is shifting, even if they can't see it yet.
That's such a good point. It's like being in the hallway between two rooms. You left one part of your life behind, but the next part hasn't opened yet.
Yes. And hallways are uncomfortable, but they're also necessary.
When you feel stuck, what's the first thing you do?
Honestly, I pause. I stop trying to force things. When I push myself too hard in that state, everything feels heavier. So I just let myself breathe and take a mental step back.
That's so important. I think people panic when they feel stuck and try to fix everything at once.
Exactly. And that panic makes you feel even more trapped.
For me, when I feel stuck, I try to change something tiny, like my environment. Even rearranging one part of my desk helps.
Oh, absolutely. Changing your space changes your energy. Sometimes I even open all my windows just to let fresh air in. It shifts the atmosphere.
Yes, and it reminds you that change is possible, even if it's small.
Do you ever get into those phases where your routine feels boring and that makes you feel stuck too?
Oh, definitely. Sometimes the routine that used to comfort me suddenly feels repetitive.
Same. When that happens, I add something new, but small. Maybe I try a different breakfast, take a different walking route, or listen to a new podcast. It doesn't fix everything, but it brings a spark.
Little sparks help a lot. I did that last week. I changed my morning playlist and it actually changed my whole mood.
Music has magic like that.
What about mentally feeling stuck, like when your thoughts feel heavy?
That's the toughest one. When my mind feels stuck, I try journaling. Not in a pretty or perfect way, just writing down whatever I'm thinking. It clears mental space.
I love that. I sometimes do voice notes instead of journaling. Just talking things out loud helps me hear what I'm actually feeling. That's a great idea. Sometimes when you say a thought out loud, it sounds completely different from how it felt in your head. Yes, and it becomes easier to understand.
Another thing that helps is reminding myself that being stuck doesn't mean being broken. Sometimes life asks us to slow down so we can grow roots. Yeah,
I love that. Growing roots takes time, and growth is often invisible at first.
exactly. Just because nothing looks different on the outside doesn't mean that nothing is happening inside.
Let's say someone listening feels is stuck right now. What would you want to tell them?
I'd tell them it's okay to feel this way. You're not doing anything wrong. You don't need to rush. You don't need to have everything figured out today. Just take one gentle step, even if it's tiny.
That's beautiful. I'd add, trust that this moment won't last forever. Stuck feelings come and go just like every other emotion. You're not trapped, you're transitioning.
Yes. And transitions lead somewhere, even if you can't see where yet.
Thank you for talking about this with me, Sarah. I think a lot of people will feel less alone hearing this.
Thank you, Emma. I loved this conversation. It's a topic that people don't talk about enough.
And to everyone listening, wherever you are, however you're feeling, you're doing your best. Take a breath, take your time, and be gentle with yourself. We'll talk again very soon. Thank you so much for spending part of your day with us. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you never miss a moment with us. Take care, be gentle with yourself, and we'll talk again soon.